Coming to the final subtask of the digital clock and countdown timer project, we're going to be creating the second part of the project, that is the countdown timer. So let's see our objectives for this particular subtask. The function countdown timer, we're going to update it with the new code, and before the timer starts we should give a message saying okay, countdown timer has been started. Once again, like the previous subtask, we'll be using some /r to count down in the same line instead of going on to the next line. Coming to the code, what we have done is we have done a small change for stopping the program for 1 second to print out the next line. Instead of the previous function, we've used thread.sleep1000. So whatever time unit.seconds.sleep1 did, it's going to do the exact same thing. Other than that, in the countdown timer method, we're going to take seconds as an input, which has been given by the user, and then we're going to print out countdown timer started, and we're going to run a while loop while seconds is greater than 0. That is, we have not counted down to 0. While it's greater than 0, we're going to print out in the same line time remaining seconds plus seconds. Basically, seconds over is the input given by the user, and then the /r is used to make sure the cursor goes back to the start of the same line so that it gets printed out on the same line instead of going to the next. And we have our try and catch blocks over here. In the try block, we have thread.sleep1000. That is, it's going to pause the entire program for 1 second. And if you get any error, we're going to print out error and e.getMessage, which is basically the error message. And finally, we are just going to reduce the seconds by 1. That is, let's say the seconds given by the user was 60. After this first iteration, it's going to become 59. And since it's greater than 0, it's going to keep running until it goes to 0. At 0 is not greater than 0. That's why we will not be running this while block. Instead, we'll come out and print out times up. And now in the main function, we will be simply taking input from the user as to what choice they want to perform, and then we're going to redirect them using the user choice function. Let's just run this code once. So let's say I give countdown timer over here. So let's say I want to count down for 5 seconds from now. So you can see it's being updated in the same line, and we got on the initial message and the final message. And the loop is running 1 second so that I can select either digital clock or countdown timer. Let's just submit this code once. So we passed the test case. Now we are done with the digital clock and countdown timer project. Here are some additional tasks you can do in case you're interested in this particular project. And this particular project was part of our course Java Projects for Beginners, where we have 10 different Java projects from which beginners can get familiar with Java. And if you're watching this on YouTube, maybe head over to CodeChef, try this course or project out, or try any other course out which might interest you. And if you're watching this on CodeChef, great job writing the solution. Move on to the next project. Thank you.